takes them off.
Boink, boink. Hey guys, welcome to What's Happening in Central Oregon. I had to think about what we were doing for a second there. Your every 2 week video podcast here, YouTube Live on all the podcast channels. Actually, we've not been very good at that. We need to get better at that.
We gotta get better.
We're gonna get better. We've got somebody now that is gonna help us push this. So that's good. Anyway, what we do is we talk about every 2 weeks. We go over the recent news stories that happened here in Central Oregon that might be of interest to you. But we, kind of focus on developments, small business news, city development. So you just kind of know what's really going on.
Yeah.
You can also kind of watch these like later on, and it's not like super relevant. Like you can watch one from 2 months ago, but it'll still be relevant because they're still usually talking about projects that are still ongoing. So anyway, we've started. Also, be sure to check out our Instagram channel, the actual Instagram account that we've set up that goes along with this, called What's Happening in Central Oregon, where we also go over all of these kinds of projects and stuff. We do little stories on them. Anyway, my name is John, and this is my beautiful wife Shannon with the Crom Real Estate team. So if you have any needs in real estate, be sure to let us know. Let's go ahead and jump into it. What are we talking about today?
I have no idea. Let's go.
First few, we're going to be talking definitely airport heavy. Yeah. Lots going on with the airport right now.
There is a lot going on, and it is kind of, we'll get into that, but from recent experience, it is definitely going. They are under construction.
Yes, definitely. A lot going on with the airport. So we'll touch on that. A couple of different things. One with the construction, but then also with some new air carriers and some air carriers leaving and some coming in. Pretty interesting. We're also going to talk a little bit about the Deschutes County had a vote where they passed some funding for a new temporary housing community in Redmond. Also near the airport, right? It's all airport related. And then finally, because honestly, this is kind of a little bit of a drier news cycle. We don't have a lot of really interesting stories.
There's not.
The last couple of weeks, we've been out of town.
Yeah. But I think it's literally just been the recent fires.
That's been dominating. Definitely dominating the news cycle.
And some accidents that have happened around, and other than that, and then airport.
And then the airport. And then the airport. That's the only thing that's kind of relevant. That's going to be long-term. Fires, are come and go, and are not quite as important to this particular podcast thing. So we won't touch on that so much. There's a fire going on. It was 95,000 acres. It was a massive fire north of Madras. A lot of grasses and sagebrush and stuff. Hopefully, respectfully, I don't think too many people were actually injured, or I don't think there were that many structures that were really damaged. So, but that was a thing, and that happened. But we're here to talk more about things that are actually going on in the community that we need to talk about here locally that really affect other things. So let's go ahead and get into it. Our first story right now. Oh, and then of course at the end, we're going to talk about some other developments just to, kind of fill the time and let everybody know what's going on around in Central Oregon. So first thing we're talking about here is the Avelo. Avelo is the, kind of the discount, airline carrier that, you could book a one-way ticket to Vegas for $50 and to be honest, there's no frills. There's no
frills. You have to pay for your baggage. But honestly, I've always had really good experiences with Avelo. They went to Burbank, they went to Vegas, they went to Palm Springs. And it was super convenient because, you could go straight to Burbank. Yeah. And you could go to Disneyland, or you could go to Universal Studios or something like that. It was kind of a quick, easy, family-friendly getaway.
Yeah, definitely. Thing. Well, they decided to say bye. Peace out. Deuces. They're gone.
They're saying goodbye to all of the West Coast, which is because they went out of Eugene too. So if your flight dates weren't good in Bend, you could always drive to Eugene and go out of there. But super bummed.
Avelo decided to pull out of the majority of their West Coast little hubs, little airports, and they're focusing on East Coast, flights and stuff. They're going to kind of move their operation east. And so that was a bummer. So that news came out while we were gone out of town over the last couple of weeks. But then literally the next day, this must have been planned. The next day, another airline, kind of a discount airline carrier called Breeze Airways, filled the gap and just jumped in and said, okay, Avelo's out and now Breeze Airways is here. So they are literally bringing back this, I mean, I would say virtually probably the same Vegas and Burbank flights that Avelo just kind of vacated. Doesn't look like they're going to Palm Springs, but they do have a Utah flight.
Yeah.
Going into Provo, I believe.
Is it Provo or Salt Lake?
I don't know. Provo, Salt Lake. Well, same thing.
Okay. Yeah.
Shows what we know about,
that
Utah
airport.
airports.
Hey.
But anyway, it's, here's one of the quotes. We're thrilled to welcome Breeze Airways to Redmond starting March 13th of 26. Oh, that's, I guess that's a ways away.
I think Avelo stops in December.
Okay, yeah. Breeze brings a fresh customer-focused approach to its air travel. Their arrival reflects the continued strength and growth of Central Oregon as a travel destination and economic hub. We're confident that their service will be a great fit for our community, and we look forward to providing even more convenient, friendly, and affordable travel options for our passengers. So I'm kind of stoked on this. It was a big bummer to hear that Avelo was leaving because like I said, we've used them numerous times, and but looks like Breeze is here now.
Yeah.
So
we have a new airline going into our little airport, which is not going to be a little airport, and that's a good segue to the next one.
That's right.
Keep with the trend, right?
Keep with the trend. Let's play this. I got this little thing. We had to wait for the advertisement to get done running. The Redmond Airport just released a new this kind of video rendering here of what the new airport's going to look like, and they are actually currently working on the construction right now. They have already started construction.
Oh wow! Yeah.
We were just there yesterday.
Looks like they're going to use upstairs for.
Yeah, I think you'll have to go upstairs, and that's how you'll.
Which that takes away your nice quiet place to sit.
The upstairs is the best place to
sit,
hang and wait out for your flight.
Yeah.
There's nobody up there, like ever.
Well, that's going to change.
Yeah, well, all right.
Look at that. Bathrooms.
I appreciate the dramatic music they've got going on here in the background. And that little mountain depiction in the front with the way the sightings overlap. I think that's pretty cool too. So this is really cool. That right there. That's pretty sweet. Yeah. Look at that. How about that? New renderings. Very, very cool. I'm pretty excited about it.
Wow. So it's going out that way where.
Yeah, I mean, they're basically just building on to the second level there. And I think this is going to be really, really cool. So they've actually started this, started the construction. They've got those big shipping containers on the backside there where you're walking to go out to your plane. I'm pretty sure you're going to have to walk through those. That's going to kind of be a new tunnel to get out to the jets. It's interesting.
Yeah, we were walking in from we flew in yesterday and we were walking in and my watch is like, you've been walking for 0.7 of a mile. And I'm like, and that was just hoofing it in to try to get our baggage. So, I mean, they are taking you kind of on a different track to get in to get to baggage claim, but it's definitely underway. And obviously they're going to do the best they can to make this as convenient as possible for everybody. But it's definitely going to be a big thing. It's going to be a big change. There's going to be probably delays. There's going to probably be issues. You're going to have to walk a little further. It's not going to be as convenient. And it's going to be going on for 2 years. 2 years. Maybe more. Kind of seems like the amount of work that they're going to do there is going to take longer than 2 years, but who knows? We'll see how it goes. It might. They're only motivated. Be 2 years. Yeah. So that's definitely underway. Again, I took some photos with my phone while we were there, but I don't think I'll be able to bring them up here. Just know that when you go to the Redmond Airport now, construction is underway, and it is going to be beautiful when it's all done. So kind of stoked on that. We get a lot of shade on the Instagram channel. We're talking about all the things. Got a lot of people with a lot of negative comments about everything we put on there. But I think that a lot of this is pretty interesting and pretty cool, at least to know about. So we're just there to be a resource to let people know about things. All right. So that was airport kind of number 2. Let's go ahead and talk about airport number 3. And I think just because it kind of ties into a little bit of the rest of this, some of the frustrations with the new work that's happening there, because they lost power yesterday. Yeah. And we were there. The Redmond Airport got up to a somewhat rocky start this week after a 3-hour ground stop of all Alaskan Airlines flights led to the cancellation of 2 arrivals and 2 departures.
followed by a power outage to put the airport on backup power for an extended period of time.
How do you cancel 2 arrivals?
Where
did they go?
Well, before they left, I think one was from Portland, one was from Seattle, because I read this article already. And before they left, they just said, "No, we're not going there." And it was like, "Why aren't we going there?" Well, we're not going there because they don't have power. So I don't know. Did
they turn around and go back to Portland? Like,
no, I don't think they had left. Yet. I mean, maybe, but no. Yeah. They just didn't leave yet. But we were fortunate enough to get in, and we landed, and
yeah. It was like 4 different planes waiting for their bags, and they were doing the best they can, but I mean, they were trying to get all of the baggage out on the conveyor, and they only had 1 generator, and the other generator wasn't working, I guess, or maybe they only have 1.
Well, they only had 1 generator. The 1 generator was kind of running everything at the airport, which is kind of insane.
That is insane.
But yeah, they said right here, it looks like one of the power lines that connects to the airport went down. They're at the break in the line, and they're fixing it. Should be back pretty soon. Now, this doesn't. We're on generator backup power for our critical needs, so the passengers might see a little inconvenience here or there. But overall, most of our components are on backup. So this was, I'm like, okay, great. They have backup. That's how it works. That's how it should work. Great. You're right. Only 1 belt was working as far as the luggage, and there was 4 flights that came in at the same time. So we sat
came
there
in from Seattle, and I'm not kidding you. There was like boxes of seafood going around on the conveyor, like, and they had it listed on the side. Whoever seafood was on the conveyor belt, you need to pick it up because it was getting warm.
That's right. So yeah, we sat there for at least a half an hour waiting for maybe an hour. I mean, I don't know. We were there for a long time.
It was a while
waiting for our luggage. But it came in, and then you could see the power crews outside working and connecting the power. I say this because when you're there, the thing that everyone continues to talk about, and while we were gone, we lost power at our house numerous times. We're getting notifications on our phone, is this Pacific Power thing where they're killing the power if wildfire risk is high, and they're just cutting that power early. There's been a ton of people complaining online about this. Lots of people are really frustrated. I've had to set the timer on our coffee maker so many times.
Yeah, all the clocks in the house, which these are just
first world problems. First
world problems, but it does. I've been asked by multiple clients like that move up from California or Arizona, do you have a generator on the house? And that is not something that us in Central Oregon are used to, or it is not common.
Yeah.
And so it is begging the question, is this going to become more common that you're going to want a generator on your house or a battery pack or something that hooks to your solar or something like that. So you can access that because the power goes out so often. Because it has been very often.
But it's the difference is like down in California, the power goes out because they don't have the power.
Yeah.
They're running brownouts to trying to conserve, and like, they have a lot to manage. Here, it's like they're just going,
we might get lightning.
It's really hot out today. Let's turn the power off. Like there's an increased risk of fire because it's so hot. And we've had some fires, that have been caused simply by cars. They pull off the road, and the car's hot, and it's hot out, and the grass is dry, and the car just sits over dry grass and just starts a fire. Yeah. So, there are reasons that this is happening. But it also is bringing in a much bigger issue and concern, which is like,
what is our new norm?
What is the new norm? Is this something that we're going to have to get used to? Maybe could Pacific Power dial back a little bit on their sensitivity there as far as the power outages?
But
that would be great.
The power outage at the airport was not because of them turning off the power. It was because of a line that was
cut
or had issue. And
maybe due to the construction that they're doing on the airport. Maybe.
We don't know. We don't know, but it's just sparked that conversation again.
Exactly.
What is the new norm?
What is the new norm going to be? All right. Next story that we're going to bring up here real quick. What do we got?
I don't know. What is this?
This is the Deschutes County Commissioners vote 2-1 to provide funding for new Redmond managed homeless camp. Now, if you recall, a few weeks ago, we were talking about the city of Redmond has decided to have this new homeless camp. It's over by the airport. That's why it's in this segment. We're talking about the airport again. All things lead back to the RDM airport. And the city said, yep, this is what we're going to do. We're going to put a little homeless camp out here. Well, now the Deschutes County Commissioners have voted to also provide funding for this Redmond managed homeless camp. So
is this like houses, like little houses, like they did?
I didn't dig into this too much. There's a number of things. This came out of a
so they're going to spend $250,000 a year for at least 2 years to partner with Redmond.
Exactly.
Discussed managed camp.
Yep. So there was a land exchange between the county and the Department of State Lands. It's been on hold for years due to the need to remove homeless who are camping on the parcel. So they've created this other area over here where they want to move everybody. There's been a lot of people that have been moving around. A lot of these homeless people have been moving around because of the stuff down south of Bend that they've completely closed. So a lot of people have moved up to Dirt World, and then a lot of people are moving from Dirt World up to Redmond. A lot of stuff going on right now, and it looks like the county is in favor by a 2-to-1 margin to help support this at least for a couple of years. They also approved unanimously 3-0 to send more security detail to those areas. So 1 or 2 times a day, they actually send patrol through, and there's a cost to that. But at least they're keeping people there, because it is a dangerous area. In respect to kind of maybe the people that are there are not always the most law-abiding people, but then also there's fire danger and there's other stuff in that way going on too. So it's important to have security there.
Yeah. The security patrol is $82.50 an hour, which is $30,000 a year.
Yes. 1 hour a day.
Yeah.
So
1 hour a day.
Interesting, huh? So again, this brings up a much bigger overall article.
There, it said like 32 or 35 spaces.
Oh, is that how many are in there? I didn't see that.
Go back up a little bit. 36 locations for the plan of 36 spaces managed camp. So 36 spaces.
Yep, north of the Redmond Airport and north of the Oasis Village camp along Highway 26. So a lot of areas are being closed to the homeless for a variety of reasons. Again, trails, stuff like that. So this is one of the things that they're trying to do.
Well, and again, the fire risk has been really bad. So
yeah, but I also like that the increase in security here is also happening, because just like we said, there's the one that they're doing in Bend right now, where they're opening spaces in Bend right next to the sheriff's department. A lot of people are like, oh, that's fine, because the sheriffs are literally across the street. If anything goes down, they're in kind of a safe environment right there. So another thing that's kind of interesting, just bringing it up. Not that seems to come up a lot lately, but really because we have less news on other fronts. So let's talk about a couple of cool new developments here. East of Bend right now, we're finally getting some middle income buyers, not necessarily low income, but some middle income inventory coming to the market. So New Bend housing development targets middle income buyers here. This is a Hayden Homes neighborhood. It's a Hayden Homes development, and it's out east of town. It's just past like Worthy Brewing or Wilco. Yeah. Yep. Out there on the east side of town. This was brought in on a temporary UGB expansion. Yeah. Like at a one-time use UGB expansion, where they brought in this chunk of land, literally this square of land, and Hayden Home is going to be developing it and putting a bunch of homes on there. And this is kind of an article that just came out. We've been talking about this on our Instagram channel for a little while now, but it's finally getting ready to get going. It's a 37-acre neighborhood called Parkside Place.
And they're saying that their starting home is 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, starting at $475. Yep. It's a Darrington plan, 1,395 square feet, 2-car garage. That's a super bang for your buck right there.
Yeah, and and according to right here, that's more than 35% lower than the Bend's current median home price of $750,000.
And it's a brand new home.
It's a brand new home. It's a good size home. The truth is we do truly still have a housing crisis here. We don't have enough inventory. We had this video on our channel. Somebody was like, I was talking about how, it's blood sport here buying a house because it's just really competitive and stuff. Yeah. And somebody commented like, well, we've got like more inventory than we've had in a decade. It doesn't seem like a blood sport. Well, it still is.
Yeah.
It's
depending on your price point, it is.
Still definitely is. Exactly. And yes, there's a lot of inventory right now, but there's also a lot of buyers that aren't going to touch a home with a 39.5-foot pole because these freaking interest rates are so high. But that doesn't mean that there isn't still a ton of buyers who want to buy. We've got a list. I'm looking at a list right now of 30 buyers that still want to buy a house. They're all just waiting for these interest rates to come down because these interest rates are freaking high right now.
It's also when you have a budget of like 350,000, like the options for those buyers are not great.
Not great at all.
We just had a buyer that had to buy in Madras because of their budget, and it was, they had to make concessions on their needs, even though they needed more space to like park their work trailers and stuff like that. But they bought a better stick-built home versus something else like a manufactured or something like that, because even the options with the manufactured, it wasn't great. And so it's just, when you really think about it, like 350,000 used to be an amazing budget. And
I recall early in our career, like $350,000 was like, oh yeah, let's go get a house. That sounds great.
You could have bought a 4-bedroom.
It was a great budget. It's like, cool, we can do this. And now it's like close.
I'm like, how far out and how much do you want to drive?
Yep.
So
exactly.
It's great to see this price point. We are seeing interest rate, or not interest rates, but they are starting to tick down a little bit. But the price point come down a little bit. But starting budget at $475 for a brand new home is great. That is really exciting.
So there's a little quote right here I just want to read for everybody. Parkside Place has achieved a level of affordability for Central Oregon families that is almost unheard of in our community today. This was from Brett Swanson, Regional Director of Hayden Homes. When government and market rate builders collaborate, we can create life-changing affordable home ownership opportunities. And we're so excited for the families who will soon make this community their home. This is the first time in several years, a long time, that Hayden Homes has opened a new community in Bend. Again, land is hard to find, it's hard to buy, and then it's hard to build affordable homes on. So this was definitely a really good project that was brought in with the help of HB 4079. It's a House bill that was passed in 2016, allowed this land to come in. And, it was identified and gone in with partnership with Hayden. So we're going to get some affordable homes here. This is an exciting one. This is pretty cool. But not only that, we've also got a couple of other things. Oh, and then I'm just going to show everybody where this is real quick. This is Bend. Yay. This is Schlotsky's. I don't know why these things come up like this, right? Schlotsky's. Stonebriar Apartments. Worthy Brewing is right over here. And then, of course, this chunk of land right here, Bear Creek, off of Bear Creek, and then Highway 20 here. This is where this neighborhood's going to be. You can see it just kind of like, you can see where the urban growth boundary line is straight, and then it's going to go boop, boop, boop around this, and then it's going to continue back down here. So cool chunk of land. We're going to get some homes there. But that's not the only area where we have some new development. And there's a couple of cool things that we've wanted to talk about for a while. Didn't quite have enough information on. Still don't have a ton of information, but there's this chunk of land up here. And we threw this up on our Instagram too, and people went nuts for it because it's pretty cool. Let me see if I can find it right here. This chunk of land right here, actually, all of this is going to become a new, like a new indoor sports kind of facility, more or less. Let's see if I can find it here real quick. Not that one, not that one. This one. This is going to be a new site development where they're going to be putting in 5 new buildings here. And this is actually, here's what's proposed going into this. There's going to be an indoor kind of like BMX skate park area, which people are super stoked about. A new gymnastics facility that's going to be going in there. And it looks like a swim school as well. It's going to be,
which is amazing.
Yeah. So this is basically like a youth sports complex. There's going to be a bunch of different activities and things going on there that are going to be, regarding youth sports. I don't know what the 4th thing is or the 5th thing is. This is the 3 things that I can remember right off the top of my head. But this is really interesting. I don't think anybody had any idea this was happening, and I just kind of stumbled across it.
Yeah.
So
what if it says restaurant?
One of it does say restaurant?
Yeah.
Okay.
Restaurant / parking. Yeah.
Cool.
So like we said, we don't know exactly everything that's going into it, but this is going to be very exciting for these facilities, what we've heard, some facilities are moving to this place, which is great for them. But also just great to have some other spaces to do recreation when it's smoky out or when it's winter. It's great.
Yes. So that'll be filling in right here. And pretty excited about that. I think that'll be a really cool area. A lot of people are excited about that indoor BMX bike. I'm actually kind of shocked about it. People are into that. Oh, no. And one of them, I think, is going to be a basketball court. I think there's going to be some basketball that goes in there. Maybe that's what the big one. What the big building.
I wonder if one of them is going to be volleyball. Because if it was volleyball, would make sense because of the travel volleyball programs.
Yeah, it could very well be. In either case, that's a very cool thing.
We still need an indoor hockey facility with walls.
With walls.
Ice hockey. Would be great.
Would be great. That's the last thing that we want to talk about real quick. We had to bring it down here. Unfortunately. Yes. If you've been watching us for a while, you may or may not know, hopefully you do know that we're big into hockey. We're a hockey family. We coach, we play, we've got kids. Our kids play in the program here, and we've been coaching for a long time. And unfortunately we were out of town the last 2 weeks because we went to this big, it's called the North American, Roller Hockey Championships. It's a big tournament where 300 teams come, and we took all of our teams, and I think we had 6 teams there competing. I was a part of 10 overall because I played on a few and coached a few other extra bonus teams. And unfortunately, one of the siblings of one of our players passed in a really tragic accident. And so we're just going to take this platform real quick and this opportunity to ask anybody out there that if you can find it in your hearts to maybe help donate. We've created a GoFundMe for the family of the little daughter, Raleigh, who passed away. And so we are getting close to our goal, and we would really, really, really love your support. She was an absolute angel. She was the life of the rink. Anytime you were at the rink and she was around, she was just the brightest spot. And her mom and her brother are obviously grieving, and they would love your support. I don't know where to go with this. This is a really, really hard thing to do. And so this is the first time, obviously, that our program has ever lost anybody. And so with that, this is what we're doing. This is what we can do for them. So if you wanted to donate, we would really appreciate it. And I think we should probably let it go here. Thank you guys so much. We love Raleigh, and we hope that you guys can support. And thank you much. We'll see you in a couple weeks on what's happening in Central Oregon. And feel free to let us know if you have any questions or information or any tips on any other new news or new developments. And we'll see you in a couple weeks.